Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I just have a question about following your passion.
Yes?
Sorry.
No, don't apologize. You are letting go of belief systems that don't belong within you by washing out the chemical components of them through your tears. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So what about following your passion?
How do you get over the fear
Of?
of just going for it?
Well, first and foremost, do you understand that if you actually are in the state of passion, nothing negative can happen?
No.
You're linking two ideas together that have no business being linked. This is one of the common things that happens in the minds of the people on your planet. They think that they can be in a particular state and yet experience something of a completely different state, which is not physically possible. If you experience something you don't prefer, it means you had to change your state out of excitement in order to experience that. So let's just say you are acting on your passion and then suddenly you decide to leave that state and then experience something you don't prefer. All right, well, so what? There's a lesson there for you, perhaps, to show you that you might be choosing to do that, choosing to leave that state, and therefore you get the result of having done so. That's a lesson in and of itself that gives you an opportunity to go, well, now what reason would I leave the state I prefer to be in? Now you have something to work with. This goes down to what we have talked about as the motivational mechanism within all of you. You all always without fail, and I mean no exceptions, without fail, because this is how you're built. You will always choose in the direction of what you believe is your benefit. You will always move away from what you believe is not to your benefit. So if you see yourself choosing things, be they states of being or scenarios or what have you, that you can see are not beneficial for you, yet you choose them, your first question would be, what would I have to believe is true in order to make what I know is not to my benefit appear to be beneficial, more beneficial than what I know would actually benefit me? What would I have to believe to make it appear that way? Now you have something to work with. Now you can find out what that belief is. As soon as you expose that belief consciously, it will make no sense. It will be illogical. You will have broken the chain, the connection. And once you have made the belief seem nonsensical, it's gone. That's the end of the process of letting it go, to make it appear to make no sense. Not the beginning of the process of letting it go. It's the end of the process. If you still keep doing the same thing, you just haven't found the core belief. Keep digging. You'll find it. Sometimes negative beliefs, in order to perpetuate themselves, because that's what they're designed to do, will surround themselves with secondary negative beliefs and hide among them, so that when you let one negative belief go, it may make you think that you've let the fundamental one go when you haven't. And it's lurking down there going, she hasn't seen me yet. Keep digging. The way you know it's still there is you're still choosing to do things you don't prefer to do, because you wouldn't do that if the negative belief was actually gone. So once you find out what it really is, and fundamentally most of those negative beliefs will usually come down to a core issue such as, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, I'm not loved. You know, the big three. And when you understand that it's probably based on something like that, then you have, again, something to work with. You can start understanding how reality works, what existence is all about, and you can realize the logic that is missing from your belief that you're not worthy. One way to look at it is, as we have said to many, creation doesn't make mistakes. If you exist, which obviously you do, or we wouldn't be having this conversation, you must be worthy of existence in the eyes of creation because it doesn't make mistakes. If you exist, which you do, you must need to exist in order for creation to be complete. That means you are worthy by the fact of your existence. You can never become non-existent. By definition, non-existence doesn't exist. So that which exists can never become that which does not exist. That which does not exist is already full of all the things that will never exist. There's no room in non-existence for the things that do exist. So the idea is that you will never cease to exist. You may change form, you may change experience, but you cannot cease to exist. Isness is your fundamental quality. That's just what you are. You are part of existence. And that's it. So by telling creation you're not worthy, by believing you're not worthy, you are arguing with creation about something you can never change. It's an argument you can never win. Ever. So stop arguing with creation about your worthiness. That's one example of how to deal with these fundamental belief systems that say, I'm not worthy. You have all the evidence in existence that you are worthy, because if you weren't worthy, you wouldn't exist. So let's start from that fundamental, foundational concept instead of the other one, which is only an illusionary fundamental concept. Because obviously you exist, so obviously you're worthy. So the belief that you're not worthy is nothing more than a belief. It's not a fact. In fact, you can go even further into the paradox of the situation. You would never be able to imagine that you're not worthy if you weren't worthy.
Yes.
You can create an experience of disconnection, but you have to be connected to create an experience of disconnection.
Yes.
Look at the paradox. You cannot be disconnected. You cannot be unworthy. But you are allowed, because you're unconditionally supported, you are allowed to create an experience of being unworthy, even though you never can actually be unworthy. You are allowed to believe that you can be. That's how unconditionally supported you are. But it's up to you. It's in your hands. You get to decide what is true for you. The greatest gift, the greatest power you have is the freedom to choose. So choose. Nothing will contradict you.
Okay.
Anything that seems to contradict you is you choosing to believe something that doesn't work for you. And when you do that, recognize it's a choice. And then ask yourself, why would I choose that? The only reason I would, because I understand the motivational mechanism that Bashar has explained to me. The only reason I would choose something that isn't to my benefit is I must be holding on to a belief that makes it appear as if it is. That's the only reason I would do that. So let's find out what that belief is and disconnect it, because once I realize what it is, it will make no sense.
Right.
Is this helping?
Yes, a lot. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And I have one more question.
Yes.
About...
Do you feel better?
Actually, I do. Thank you. I appreciate your energy.
We appreciate you. And what will really make the difference is when you appreciate yourself. Yes?
Yes.
All right. So